जनाब इमरान अहमद नियाजी साहब ने 176 वोट हासिल किए हैं। मियां मोहम्मद शहबाज शरीफ साहब 96 वोट।
Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman elected 22nd Prime Minister of Pakistan. 176 members of National Assembly vote in favor of PTI chairperson, while Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz President Shehbaz Sharif received 96 votes. Newly elected Prime Minister thanks Almighty Allah and nation for giving him opportunity to bring change. Imran vows he would not spare those who looted the country. Newly elected Chief Minister of Khyber Paktoonkhuwa Mahmood Khan takes oath of his office. KP Governor Iqbal Zafar Jagra administers him oath at Governor's house. 46-year-old has previously held portfolio of sports, culture and irrigation in province. Supreme Court allows Pakistanis living abroad to vote in by-elections. Chief Justice directs Election Commission to make foolproof arrangements to enable overseas Pakistanis to cast votes in by-polls. Local banking court issues non-bailable arrest warrants for former President Asif Ali Zardari and other absconding suspects in multi-billion money laundering scam. Court orders suspects be arrested and presented before it by September 4th. Zardari's lawyer Farooq S. Naik denies reports of his client's arrest warrants. Navjot Singh Sidhu arrives in Pakistan for Imran's oath-taking ceremony. Former Indian cricketer turned politician Navjot Singh Sidhu arrives in Pakistan to attend oath-taking ceremony of Imran Khan. Sidhu welcomes change in Pakistan brought about by advent of Imran Khan-led Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government. Muslims attend Friday prayers ahead of annual Hajj pilgrimage in Makkah's Grand Mosque. Around 2 million pilgrims are expected to converge on Islam's holiest sites this year. Police questions Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in long-running corruption probe. Netanyahu denies wrongdoing and police have yet to make recommendations about charges in case. Glass suspension bridge debuts over canyon in northeast China. Bridge is around 369 meters long, 3 meters wide and 158 meters above ground level. Asian Games ticket holders happy with security. Jakarta and Western Indonesia's Palembang and Southern Sumatra set to host games from August 18 to September 2nd. Fans mourn Aretha Franklin at historic Apollo Theater in Harlem. Franklin was inducted into Apollo Hall of Fame for her contribution to soul and her impact on American culture in 2010. And upcoming web series looks to evoke Indian middle-class nostalgia, says producer. Actor Prakshit Shani says show is going to be very relatable with audience. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. A very warm welcome to 92 News HD. My name is Faik Mahmood. Starting off with the top story today, the National Assembly has elected Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairperson Imran Khan as the 22nd Prime Minister of Pakistan. 176 members of the National Assembly voted in the favor of PTI chairperson, while the opponent, Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz President Shehbaz Sharif, received 96 votes. Imran's party swept the July 25th general elections and commands the loyalty of a majority of lawmakers in the lower house of parliament will take oath of office on Saturday. The Pakistan People's Party that joined the PMLN and others in an opposition alliance withdrew its support for Sharif's candidacy as premier days before the election and abstained from voting. One member of the Jamaat Islami also abstained from voting for either candidate. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairperson Imran Khan, while addressing the National Assembly after being elected as the Prime Minister on Friday, vowed that he would not spare the ones who looted the country, promising strict accountability. He said no robbers would be given and National Reconciliation Ordinance. Khan further said that being the Prime Minister, he would answer the questions in the National Assembly twice a month. Here is what he said.
सबसे पहले हमने कड़ा एहतसाब करना है। वो लोग जिन लोगों ने इस मुल्क को लूटा और मकरूज किया, मैं ये आज वादा करता हूं, अल्लाह के सामने करता हूं कि इनको एक एक आदमी को नहीं छोड़ूंगा, कि किसी किस्म का एनआरओ किसी डाकू को नहीं मिलेगा। 22 साल स्ट्रगल करके मैं यहां पहुंचा हूं। 22 साल मुझे किसी मिलिट्री डिक्टेटर ने पाला नहीं था, मैं अपने पैर पे खड़ा होकर आया हूं। ये गवर्नमेंट में थे, क्यों नहीं इन्होंने एहतसाब किया, क्यों नहीं उन्होंने इन्वेस्टिगेट की, क्यों नहीं उन्होंने पता चलाया कि वो जिन लोगों ने बेजातियां की थी, क्यों नहीं उनका एहतसाब किया। अगर वो कर लेते तो आज सारों को इलेक्टरल प्रोसेस पे एतमाद होता। जो मर्जी करें, सड़कों पे निकले, बल्कि अगर धरना देना तो हम आपको कंटेनर देंगे धरना देने के लिए। मैं शहबाज शरीफ को कहता हूं कि आप और मौलाना फजल रहमान एक महीना गुजार के हम मान जाएंगे आपकी बात, हम आपकी बातें मान जाएंगे। दावत देता हूं मैं, बल्कि हम आपको खाने भी पहुंचाएंगे, हम आपके लिए लोग भी भेज देंगे। आप धरना करें, हम आपकी सपोर्ट करेंगे पूरी। टी चौक आपके सामने है, कंटेनर हम देंगे आपको।
Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz President Shehbaz Sharif has called the recently elected national and provincial assemblies the most controversial in the country's history. The PMLN president demanded the National Assembly Speaker to form a parliamentary commission over the election rigging allegations. Shehbaz said that the people behind massive electoral rigging must be unveiled. The PMLN president said that Nawaz Sharif is being targeted for giving a go-ahead for the nuclear tests while rejecting $5 billion from the United States of America. Pakistan People's Party Chairman Bilawal Bhutto, in his maiden speech in the National Assembly, expressed hope that Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Chairman Imran Khan would refrain from doing politics of hatred in the capacity of Prime Minister of the country. Bilawal Bhutto paid tribute to the martyrs who laid their lives in the attack during the time of general elections 2018. He said that an investigation should be carried out into attacks in Peshawar, Mastung and Quetta, which caused heavy damage in terms of human lives. Bilawal Bhutto said he wanted the newly elected Prime Minister to implement his 100-day plan while expressing his disdain over the disorder in the House. He said that protest is the right of any political party. However, it was unacceptable the way it was done in this session today. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairperson Imran Khan was elected 22nd Prime Minister of Pakistan more than 2 decades after the former cricket captain entered the electoral politics.
Born on November 25, 1952, the only son of Ikramullah Khan Niazi and Shaukat Khanum, Imran grew up in Lahore. He received his early education at Aitchison College before he enrolled at the Lahore Grammar School, Worcester, England. He graduated from Oxford University in 1975 with a degree in philosophy, politics and economics.
That's a shout.
Imran made his test debut for Pakistan at the age of 18 during the 1971 series against England and the one-day international debut in 1974. Imran replaced Javed Miandad as the national side captain in 1982. He resigned from cricket in 1987 but withdrew his resignation on the request of the then President General Ziaul Haq. In 1992, he led Pakistan to victory in the World Cup.
In the air, he's getting under it. This could be victory. It is. Pakistan win the World Cup.
Following his retirement from cricket in 1992, Imran Khan devoted himself to philanthropy. In 1995, he married 21-year-old British heiress Jemima Goldsmith. The marriage ended in 2004. They have two sons, Suleiman Isa and Qasim. Imran later married to British Pakistani journalist Reham Khan. The marriage lasted less than a year. Imran Khan married Bushra Riaz Wattu on February 18. He is the author of All-Round View and Pakistan, A Personal History. Imran founded the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in 1996. The PTI boycotted the 2008 general elections. A massive rally in Lahore in 2011 announced the change of his political fortunes. The party led a 126-long sit-in in the federal capital over alleged rigging in 2013 general elections while forming government in Khyber Paktoonkhuwa. The PTI emerged as the largest party in 2018 general elections. Imran Khan himself was elected from 5 National Assembly constituencies amid allegations of massive rigging.
The Supreme Court has allowed Pakistanis living abroad to vote in by-elections. The Chief Justice directed the Election Commission of Pakistan to make foolproof arrangements to enable overseas Pakistanis to cast their votes in the by-polls. The top judge also congratulated the overseas Pakistanis, saying their right to vote has been accepted.
The Supreme Court has allowed Pakistanis living abroad to vote in by-elections. The court was hearing a petition filed by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf chairman Imran Khan and others seeking voting rights for overseas Pakistanis. The Chief Justice directed the Election Commission of Pakistan to make foolproof arrangements to enable overseas Pakistanis to cast their votes in the by-polls. The top judge also congratulated the overseas Pakistanis, saying their right to vote has been accepted. Following the verdict, the petitioners' counsel Ahmed Awais talking to media, the step taken by the top court has given a remarkable verdict and will be written in golden words. Justice Nisar remarked that overseas Pakistanis would be participating in the by-election through i-voting, a system that allows voters to cast ballot from any computer connected to internet anywhere in the world. He added, experimental voting does not mean that the result would be overlooked. All the results should be presented before the parliament, the Chief Justice ordered. If the experiment is successful, overseas Pakistanis would be granted the right to vote in the general elections. The Chief Justice also thanked the electoral body and National Database and Registration Authority for including the names of overseas Pakistanis in voter lists.
More news stories lined up right after a short break. Keep watching 92 News. Welcome back after the break. A banking court on Friday issued non-bailable arrest warrants for former President Asif Zardari and others the Federal Investigation Agency said were absconding in an ongoing money laundering probe.
Warrants were also issued for Nimar Majid, Aslam Masood, Arif Khan, Nasir Abdullah Hussain, Adnan Javed, Muhammad Umair, Iqbal, Azam Wazir Khan, Zain Malik and Mustafa Zulkarnain. The court ordered the FIA to arrest suspects and produce them in court by September 4. Advocate Farooq H. Naik, the counsel for Zardari, and Faratullah Babar denied reports that arrest warrants had been issued for Zardari. They said the report was baseless.
The Federal Investigation Agency has been granted physical remand of Anwar Majid and his son Abdul Ghani Majid till August 24th. They were produced before a banking court in Karachi on Friday morning. The FIA had arrested Anwar and his son when they appeared before the Supreme Court on Wednesday.
Anwar, head of the Omni Group, is said to be close to former President Asif Ali Zardari. He and his son are being investigated on suspicion of laundering rupees 35 billion through fake accounts at 3 local banks. PPP leader Faryal Talpur, another suspect in the case, has been granted bail before arrest. The FIA have declared former President Asif Ali Zardari and 20 other people absconders in the case. On Friday, the FIA presented a progress report and asked for physical remand of the suspects in custody.
Pakistan's Military Operations Director General Major General Zair Jamshed on Friday contacted his Indian counterpart and expressed reservations over movement of Indian forces and ammunition along the line of control. The Inter-Services Public Relations said he warned the Indian counterpart that any unprovoked action might destabilize the situation.
Pakistan's Directorate General for Military Operation has contacted his Indian counterpart using the hotline. Major General Jamshed informed him of Pakistan's reservation over the movement of Indian forces and ammunition along the LOC. The operation chief said any unprovoked action might worsen the environment along the LOC and would elicit an effective response. ISPR said the Indian operation chief assured him that violation will not be repeated. Military Operation Chief said Indian forces have violated the ceasefire agreement in Lipa sector on August 15 and 16. He said Indian snipers had shot 8 Pakistani civilians since May 29. Major General Zair Jamshed rejected Indian allegation of infiltration across line of control. According to ISPR, he promised an investigation as soon as India provided any evidence of such infiltration.
Despite the availability of cheap machine-extracted edible oil these days, Pakistani oil millers say traditional ox-driven ghani extracted oil is still in strong demand because it is seen as a healthy alternative.
Ghani is a machine used traditionally to extract oil in Pakistan and India and is also known as kolhu. It takes the form of a mortar and pestle usually made of wood and powered by animals to cold press mustard, sesame or rapeseed for their oil. 52-year-old Muhammad Tahir Tanveer said he is one of only 2 owners of Ghani machine in the region surrounding the capital Islamabad. And the demand of Ghani extract oil is so great, he said, that they often have to work overtime using several bulls in rotation to keep up with the demands of their customers. While it is more expensive, a 1 kilogram bottle costs 350 rupees compared to 200 rupees for regular store-bought oil. The traditionally extracted oil has its fans.
A teenager was heard screaming for help as 4 young men were stabbed in horrifying scenes on South London housing estate, witnesses have said. Residents of the Elmington estate in Camberwell told how they saw a boy running away clutching his stomach before collapsing onto the floor amid the chaos on Thursday evening. 4 teenage boys aged between 15 and 16 were rushed to hospital after being found suffering knife wounds near playing fields outside Lander House shortly before 5:30 p.m. A Melbourne, Australia teenager is facing criminal charges after accessing Apple's back-end network multiple times over a year, foreign media reported. He apparently did this out of love, his lawyer says, because he admired the company and dreamed of working there. He managed to download 90 GB of secure files and customer accounts, although it's unclear exactly what part of the network infrastructure he accessed. He reportedly developed multiple backdoors and evaded detection up until a raid on his parents' home exposed a bunch of stolen files and instructions saved in a folder very obviously named Hacky Hack Hack. A part of Parliament Square could be pedestrianised in the wake of latest suspected Westminster terror attack, Britain's most senior police officer has said. Metropolitan Police Commissioner Cressida Dick said the move to ban vehicles from the road in front of the Houses of Parliament could be made in a bid to prevent further vehicle attacks. Terrorist weapon of choice, a 29-year-old UK national named as Saleh Khater, a former Sudanese migrant, remains in police custody following his arrest on suspicion of preparing an act of terror after crashing a silver Ford Fiesta. In England, A-levels have been moving away from coursework and returning to students being graded on final examinations. For more on this, have a look at this report made by Abid Kazmi.
In the Wales and Northern Ireland, meanwhile, it is a mix of old style and new examination. Last year, students in England took new, more challenging examinations in 13 subjects, with 11 more following this year. The remaining subjects are being refreshed over the next 2 years. A-level have also been separated from AS level in England, leading to a significant decline in the numbers sitting these separate examinations at the end of the first year. Last year, this happened for the first time in 17 years amid the move to the new style examinations. This year, 26.6% of examination entries for boys were awarded an A or A+, compared with 26.2% of girls. This compares with 26.6% and 26.1% respectively this year. There has been a rise in the numbers of students taking science, technology, engineering and mathematics. These subjects accounted for over a third of A-level entries but are still favored by boys. Head of Association of Schools and College Leaders said that sheer weight of the changes had placed an intolerable additional strain on staff and students. We have no doubt that this has affected the mental health and well-being of a proportion of young people and teachers, he said.
As an organization, we promote higher education and we ensure that higher education is accessible to everybody, especially students from deprived backgrounds. A-level results were out today and they have been very positive. There has been increase in the top grades, the A and A star grades. This is especially important because we are now moving towards more harder new style exams and students have still performed very good. Around 411,000 university places have been accepted by students so far. There are still students that haven't achieved the grades that they wanted and they haven't got the places at university. However, they can still apply through clearing and there are various options. Universities are now taking direct applications. They don't have to apply through UCAS anymore. They can apply directly to universities. There is still time. There are a few weeks left. And we wish everybody best of luck.
He urged the government to pay heed and ensure that any future changes were introduced in a more manageable and considered manner.
More news stories lined up right after a short break. Keep watching 92 News. A man has been charged with the murder of a young mother who was a finalist on Britain's Got Talent with an NHS choir. Desmond Silva, 40, is accused of stabbing nurse Simon Kerr, 31, in Bedresa, southwest London on Wednesday. Scotland Yard said Silva was charged the day after Ms. Kerr was found with a knife wound at her home. The mother of two performed as part of the NHS B positive choir who promoted blood donations on the TV talent show. Israeli police questioned Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over alleged dealings with the country's largest telecommunication company.
Police arrived at Netanyahu's residence, where demonstrators had unfurled a large banner reading Prime Minister. Netanyahu was questioned in the investigation known as Case 4000, in which authorities alleged he awarded regulatory favors to Basic Telecom Israel, the country's largest telecoms group, in return for favorable coverage of him and his wife on a news site owned by the company. Netanyahu denies wrongdoing and police have yet to make a recommendation about charges in the case.
Muslim pilgrims attended Friday prayers in Makkah's Grand Mosque ahead of the annual Hajj pilgrimage.
The Kaaba, which is usually filled to the brim with worshippers, was near vacant after many escaped Saudi Arabia's scorching sun to cooler indoor temperatures.
It's really very spiritual. You cannot stop your tears and you can really ask for anything from Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, because Haji, it is said that we are the guest of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala.
جيت عمرة عام 2007 وكرمني ربي السنة وطلعنا في قائمة الحجاج في تونس والحمد لله. بعد 10 سنوات من تسجيل سجلنا بتسجيل احنا بالأقدمية في تونس. بعد 10 سنوات انتظار الحمد لله كرمنا ربي أنا وزوجي وعيتونا.
The annual Hajj pilgrimage is one of the largest religious gatherings in the world and a once-in-a-lifetime duty for every able-bodied, financially capable Muslim. Close to 2 million pilgrims are expected to converge on Islam's holiest sites this year.
Turkey's bettered lira weakened 5% on Friday after a Turkish court rejected a U.S. Christian pastor's appeal for release a day after the United States warned of further sanctions unless Ankara hands over the detained minister.
Andrew Brunson, an evangelical pastor residing in the coastal province of Izmir, is standing trial in Turkey over terrorism charges. His case now lies at the heart of a diplomatic crisis between Turkey and the United States that has prompted a crash of Turkey's lira currency. A court in the western province of Izmir rejected an appeal to release the pastor from house arrest, saying evidences was still being collected and he posed a potential flight risk, according to a copy of the court ruling seen by Reuters. The lira, which has lost some 40% of its value this year, weakened beyond 6.21 against the US dollar after the news, from a 6.04 beforehand. At least 1256 GMT, the currency stood at 6.1050 to the dollar, 5% weaker. Earlier in the session, it fell as much as 7%. The lira crisis has depended concern about the broader economy, particularly Turkey's dependence on energy imports and whether foreign currency debts level pose a risk to the banking sector. Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan has remained defiant, calling on Turks to sell their gold and dollars for lira, describing the crisis as an economic war.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel said on Friday she did not expect her Saturday meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin to produce any particular results.
It's a work meeting from which no specific results are expected, but the number of problems that occupy us, from Ukraine and Russia to the issue of economic cooperation, is so big that it is justified to be in a permanent dialogue, Merkel said.
Nichtsdestotrotz kann ein Treffen Deutschland, Frankreich, Türkei und Russland sinnvoll sein. Das muss gut vorbereitet sein. Deshalb gibt es auch noch keinen Termin. Aber wir werden daran arbeiten, dass die Berater ein solches Vorbereitungstreffen durchführen und dann entscheiden, ob es auch sinnvoll ist, ein solches Treffen insgesamt durchzuführen. Und natürlich wird morgen bei den Gesprächen mit dem russischen Präsidenten Putin das Thema auf der Tagesordnung stehen. Und ich habe auch in meinem Telefonat mit Herrn Erdogan das Thema Syrien besprochen, denn wir haben ja in Idlib durchaus eine sehr, sehr auch angespannte Situation. Und
Speaking at a news conference with Montenegrin Prime Minister Duško Marković in Berlin, Merkel also said a four-way meeting between Germany, Russia, Turkey and France on Syria could make sense.
Rescuers used helicopters to airlift people out of flood in the Indian state of Kerala that have killed 164 people and forced more than 200,000 into relief camps.
More misery is expected as heavy rains push water levels higher in the worst floods in the century. Kerala Chief Minister said he was hoping that military could step up help for the rescue effort, which is already using dozens of helicopters and hundreds of boats. The flood began 9 days ago and Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said 164 people had been killed, some in landslides, with about 223,000 people forced into 1,568 relief camps. Vijayan also said that he planned to send 11 more helicopters to worst hit places.
Pakistan Association organized a ceremony in Dubai to mark Independence Day. United Arab Emirates Minister of Culture Sheikh Al Nahyan bin Mubarak attended the ceremony as a special guest. Sayyid Mudassir Khushnood reports.
United Arab Emirates Minister for Culture Sheikh Al Nahyan bin Mubarak attended the ceremony as a special guest. UAE government officials were also present on the occasion. Pakistan Association President Dr. Faisal Akram cut cake on the occasion. Sheikh Al Nahyan wished Happy Independence Day to Pakistanis and expressed best wishes for Pakistan. While talking to 92 News, Dr. Faisal said that today's event reflects the stronger friendship between Pakistan and United Arab Emirates.
We congratulate on this happy occasion of Pakistan Independence Day today, and this was an occasion where His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak joined us as the chief guest to launch the Junior Brick campaign in support of the Pakistan Medical Center of the Pakistan Center. He also unveiled a mural and art piece of Pakistani artists who made a collage of Sheikh Zayed's picture from various courts, and he also distributed awards to the Pakistani and the Emirati community for the social services.
Delicious lunch was also hosted for the participant of the event.
In Indian cricketer Navjot Singh Sidhu arrived in Pakistan on Friday to attend the oath-taking ceremony of Prime Minister-elect Imran Khan. Sidhu said he was here on his friend's invitation and wished everybody peace and love. The oath-taking is scheduled for Saturday.
Former Indian cricketer turned politician Navjot Singh Sidhu arrived in Lahore via Wagah border to attend the oath-taking ceremony of the Prime Minister-elect Imran Khan. Sidhu looked excited and cheerful on his arrival to Pakistan. Speaking to reporters in Lahore, Sidhu welcomed the change in Pakistan brought about by the advent of the Imran Khan-led Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf government. I have come to Pakistan on my friend's Imran's invitation. These are very special moments, Sidhu said. Sidhu replied to reporters' question in his specific style and recited pieces of his poetry. The ex-cricketer said athletes and artists erase distances between countries. I have come here bearing the message of love and prayers for Pakistanis, he added. Hindustan jeeve, Pakistan jeeve, he chanted.
Hindustan jeeve, te Pakistan jeeve, hasda wasda, e sara jahan jeeve. प्यार अमन ते खुशहाली दा रूप बनके प्यार अमन ते खुशहाली दा रूप बनके ओ मेरा यार दिलदार इमरान खान
Sidhu further said that the purpose of his arrival to attend the happiness of a friend, the former cricketer will attend the oath-taking ceremony of Imran Khan, which is scheduled on Saturday.
A Pakistan Cricket Board Anti-Corruption Tribunal on Friday handed over the former Pakistan player Nasir Jamshed a 10-year ban, finding him guilty of violating several clauses of its anti-corruption code during the second edition of the Pakistan Super League.
He will not be given any role in management of cricket, the tribunal announced. The judgment of the case had been reversed on August 6. Jamshed had been charged with spot fixing, failure to disclose offers of bribe, accepting a bribe, consenting to corruption and encouraging other players. An anti-corruption unit had previously banned him for a year for failure to cooperate with the PCB during the spot fixing probe. The ban ended in February this year. Jamshed had said the charges against him were flimsy and ridiculous. Cricketers Khalid Latif, Sharjeel Khan and Shahzeb Hassan were also handed punishments in the PSL spot fixing case. Earlier this month, Hassan's ban was extended to 4 years.
आप बिल्कुल ये कह सकते हैं कि he was one of the most pivotal player as far as cricket is concerned. PCB के jurisdiction में जो थे उसमें सबसे pivotal यही थे, इसीलिए इनको 10 साल की सजा।
Fast bowler Muhammad Irfan had also served a ban for involvement in the scandal.
Security outside the Asian Games venue was tightened one day before the opening ceremony, and excited ticket holders in Jakarta said they felt safe.
The organizers have done their bit to address security concerns following a spate of attacks in the country in recent years, including the deadliest militant attack in the country in more than a decade in Surabaya in May. Chief Games organizer Eric Thoher has said 100,000 police and military personnel will guard the games, which will use facial recognition technology at some venues.
After the recent shootings, especially in Thailand and everything, police really cracked down on all the jihadist groups. So I feel like Indonesia has a relatively safe security situation. I think this. I honestly thought I was in an airport. Like, this is actually some top-notch security, in my opinion. This is I'm very comfortable. I feel very safe. Like, I'm not. I should be. I think I'm gonna be all right. Honestly.
Capital Jakarta and Western Indonesia's Palembang in southern Sumatra are set to host the games from August 18 to September 2, where over 11,000 athletes from 45 countries are set to compete for 462 gold medals.
More news stories lined up right after a short break. Keep watching 92 News. Welcome back. After the break, Indian producer Ekta Kapoor launched her upcoming web series Home in India's showbiz capital, Mumbai.
The show is based on true events and tells the tale of a family whose world comes crashing down as they receive an eviction notice.
So this was something unique. And the strongest thing in any piece of art, especially cinema, is that people, the audience, should identify with it. And I think that's precisely the strong point of this particular serial.
The show is going to be very relatable with the audience, and that is its strong point, said veteran actor Parikshit Sahni.
It speaks of a very basic problem that we Indians face, middle class India especially, which is buying and then living in a home. So this is home for you.
Directed by Habib Faisal, the web series will premiere on August 29 and stars veteran actor Sahni, Anu Kapoor, Supriya Pilgaonkar along with newcomers Amol Parashar.
The longest glass-bottom suspension bridge in northeast China's Liaoning province made its debut to more than 10,000 excited visitors in the city of Benji.
The bridge, which is on its trial opening, is around 369 meters long, 3 meters wide and 158 meters above ground level. Designed to bear a total of 800 people staying on it at the same time. Hanging between two cliffs over a canyon at a scenic location, the bridge offers visitors the panoramic views of the natural landscape, including running waterfalls, blossoming flowers, dramatic mountains and also the sea of clouds. China now has dozens of glass passages, bridges and sightseeing platforms in scenic spots nationwide.
A new trailer has been released for the movie Widows. The movie features eminent Hollywood star Liam Neeson. The film will hit the cinemas on 16th November.
Now the best thing we have going for us is being who we are. Why? Because no one thinks we have the balls to pull this off.
That's all from the news studios. For more details, you can surely visit our website 92NewsHDUK and keep watching 92.